Hi, I'm Anna. I'm a personal trainer in Beckenham BR3, which is in southeast London. In this channel, I would like to speak about anything related to health, diet, workouts, anatomy, etc. And honestly, also stuff which personally interests me. If this sounds good to you, stick around with me and I shall see you in a second for the topic of the day. How to become the CEO of Bone City. In other words, how to strengthen your jawline, keep it tight, strong and defined. And yes, I do admit some of this is genetics, but trust me, I'm in my mid-40s and that stuff doesn't stay as tight and chiseled like this unless you work on it a tiny bit. And today I would like to give you recommendations on how to keep your jawline chiseled, strong, straight, tight and non-sucky. Now, very quick disclaimer. I personally don't think that you need a chiseled jawline to be attractive, neither male nor female. I have found many people in my life super attractive without a chiseled jawline, such as all of these beautiful celebrities here you see on the side of me. None of them have a chiseled jawline, and as you can see, they still look super hot and attractive without the hardcore bone structure. However, if you are interested in this sort of thing and you think you need it, that is the video for. I personally don't think it's needed, but that's just me. However, an improvement in getting a little bit of tightness here is always nice, so that is the video for. To give you a bit of an idea, I have never consciously done any of these things, the recommendations I'm going to give to you. It's natural to me. I do this as part of my lifestyle, and I've always done it ever since I've been a kid. So I'm not using any jaw trainers. I'm not doing any of this. This has been created A, due to hopefully probably also genetics, and B, due to my kind of lifestyle. I must have done it all right to become all chiseled and neat and tight, but I never did that consciously. So behind the scenes, I'm not sitting there yeah, so I don't do any of this. This is simply ordinary lifestyle choices, and I'm going to share them with you today. Tip number 1. Try to only breathe through your nose. Please, if possible, if you're not totally out of breath or have the cold or flu of your lifetime, try to only ever breathe through your nose. Little bit of a side story to me. I never, ever, unless I'm totally out of breath or I have a ridiculous cold, breathe through my mouth. It just never happens. I always breathe through my nose. Again, I do it naturally. So perhaps, again, it's a bit of things I've done naturally to have that jawline. If you normally don't do this, I highly recommend it. Apparently, a lot of people are unconscious of this. They breathe a lot through their mouth when they sleep, they snore. Yeah, try to breathe as much as you can through your nose. A, your nose is better in filtering the air, so it's much healthier for you anyway. And B, apparently is giving you a much nicer looking jawline. Number 2, try to rest your tongue at the tip of your gum. Again, small example, I always unconsciously rest my tip of my tongue at the gum. I always do this. Can you see the muscles here? I have a little bit of a video here on the side. So if that's not natural to you, try it out. It really has a huge impact on the muscle structure you have here underneath your jaw, because your tongue muscles are essentially all located down here. If you don't train them and they become loose, this is when you get that stuff hanging down there. So a huge recommendation is, when you're resting, have your tongue rested at the tip of your tongue tip rested at the top gum. Recommendation number 3. If you eat food, try to chew properly. Choose foods which you actually have to chew. Apparently, researchers have found out that people who have the tendency to eat nothing but soft foods, the beige food stuff, the chips, no, actually not necessarily the chips, but the mashed potatoes, the beige food, everything is refined to death and soft, etc. That is not good for your jaw. Basically, you never get to chew properly, and therefore your muscles here end up being underdeveloped. And if you have underdeveloped muscles, then obviously you're not going to have that tight, chiseled, squarey sort of look. Also, again, muscles keep things in place, so you're less likely to have a saggy face, a weak, soft, saggy face. Again, I don't really care so much about it, but for people which are into this sort of thing, the chiseled look, I highly recommend you choose food which you actually have to chew. Side note, for my own life, I've always, even as a child, have absolutely loved munching on food. My favorite snack to this day is munching on raw carrots, and not the tiny little thingies. No, I really like crunch on carrots. I love eating pork cracklings when I eat meat. I like chewing on it around, and I actually find that quite enjoyable. I'm also completely and utterly obsessed chewing gum, constantly chewing gum, and that is also not only good for your teeth, it keeps them all nice and clean, but also B, good for your jawline. I found that if I tire my jaw out with chewing gum, chewing proper food, I'm also less likely to grind my teeth at nighttime because I'm already exhausted and have other things to do. They want to rest. So it has lots of benefits if you happen to chew your food properly, if you go for food which you actually have to chew, and perhaps from time to time throw in a sugar-free chewing gum, that your jaw gets a little bit of a workout. Coming to our next point, 4. Chewing gum. Yes, we've just spoken about it, but I really want to make it as extra point. Not only is it absolutely fantastic for your teeth if you choose sugar-free chewing gum, but it also trains your jawline. I chew a lot of chewing gum. I absolutely love it, and in a weird way, it kind of prevents me from grinding my teeth at night because my jaw has already had its workout, and it's way more controlled because at nighttime when you grind your teeth, you have no control over it, while whilst you're chewing gum, you do because you're simply awake. So, number 4, go for sugar-free chewing gum and train your jaw from time to time. Number 5. Exercise more and focus especially on strength exercising and your core and posture. Why am I saying this? Well, a general well-built muscular body will not only be in your lower part, but it will also be in your neckline and face. People which look athletic, they don't only look athletic from their legs or body down and the face looks like crap. Not that it's an unfit face looks like crap, but we're talking about jawlines, and for people which are into jawlines, not being chiseled looks like crap. So please, again, that is for people which are into jawlines. So if you're into jawlines, you obviously want to have the whole look, and trust me, if you go for regular strength training and you lean up, then you should normally look in general slightly more chiseled. It obviously depends on your genetics. If you don't have quite a lot of bone growth going on here, then you might not look quite as chiseled as other people, but you will definitely look more chiseled and more muscular than you did before. So I would highly, highly recommend to go for the athletic look. And the only way to get there is to actually exercise, mainly strength exercising, plus focusing on the core and the posture. Number 6, coming to core and posture exercises. If you do them, I've had that in Pilates classes that people were asking for neck support. No. This is your chance to also train your neck and therefore all these muscles here. So if you get the chance to also get your neck trained whilst you're doing your core exercises, please do not do any neck support. Yes. Yes, you're feeling your burn whilst you're doing your chin-ups, sit-ups, yeah? We all feel that neck burn when we do our sit-ups. That's a good thing. That means your neck gets a little bit of a workout as well and becomes nice and tight because of it. Yeah, unless you have some terrible neck problem or injury here, then obviously you need your neck support. But if there's absolutely nothing wrong with you, I highly recommend that if you do your core exercises, such as your crunches and your sit-ups and whatever it is, yes, it is annoying to feel that neck burn whilst you're doing your core exercises, but trust me, that is a workout for your neck and keeps it nice and tight. So I highly recommend do not do neck support when you do your sit-ups or your crunches, because we want to feel the burn in the neck. We want it tight and chiseled. Again, this is for people who actually want it to be tight and chiseled. For anyone who's happy with the way they look and is not interested, do your core exercises however you like. But if you're interested in having everything tight and chiseled, do your core workout without neck support. Number 7, as you can probably see, so I'm very low in body fat, especially for a female. I just really like that chiseled six-packy look on me. It's not for everyone, but it's for me. So please don't blame me. I like it on me. That doesn't mean I like it on everyone, but I do like it on myself. Anyway, so to be able to see your bones, you may have guessed you have to lower your body fat a little bit. As otherwise, if there's lots of fat down here, then obviously we can't even see your bones and the chiseledness is not going to happen. You might have noticed the bigger you are, the less of a defined bone structure you have and the less you can see your alignments. So please, if you're very interested in becoming all chiseled, the package is not only becoming stronger and chewing more, but also, unfortunately, doing a diet which leans you up, reduces your body fat, which then shows off your bone structure. If you are perfectly happy with the way you are, then obviously you don't need to do any diet. But if you want to become all chiseled, this is what you need to do. Number 8. Now that you have finally decided to do all these sort of things to get your chiseled jawline, please don't do it all too quickly, especially with the diets. Why am I saying this? Well, if you crash diet, you might end up having saggy skin. And saggy skin does not equal chiseled jawline. In fact, you won't have a chiseled jawline then. Yeah? You need to make sure that your skin doesn't hang, and the best way of doing it is to not diet too fast. You need to have patience. This is a lifestyle change. This isn't supposed to happen in 2 or 3 months. This is supposed to be a thing which you will be doing for your entire life. Well, at least I've been doing it for my entire life. Anyway, so these are all the things I have always been doing. Here's a picture of me at the age of 16. Yeah, I used to be all wrinkle-free and look good. Yeah. Anyway, as you can see, I pretty much already looked like this. I never, ever consciously trained my jaw. It was lifestyle. It was my lifestyle giving me that kind of jawline. And I have got to admit, I also have a pretty strong, and other people would even say good, bone structure. But again, that is relative. I think there are a lot of bone structures which look very attractive to me. You don't have to have a super bone structure. You don't have to be ultra chiseled to look good. So, but that's my personal opinion. But again, a little bit of tightening up is always a good idea. Yeah, and what I would not recommend, I personally not recommend, is again, we want to do the whole thing as lifestyle. We don't want to do it obsessively, is to go for those chewing apparillos, those exercise things. And the main reason why I would not recommend it, because you might actually injure your jaw, you might overuse your jaw muscles, and it might also give you an uneven sort of look in your face. You don't want to do any of this. Again, these are supposed to be lifestyle choices, and you're supposed to be doing this forever. And if you did that mooing thing for your whole life, I'm pretty sure that that's not going to give you a great outcome. So do something, please, if you do it gently, that should hopefully do the trick. Yes, you have to wait for a little bit longer, I do admit this, but at least you will have it for your whole life. This is a woman talking from her mid-40s who's never, ever, ever had Botox or a facelift or any of these things. The only thing I've ever done was looking after my diet, doing my workout, and having particular lifestyle choices which have helped me to keep the whole shebang tight. I hope that helped somehow, and I hoped I could give you some recommendations, and I shall see you soon in my new video, which is not going to be about jawlines but about something totally different, obviously, and I shall see you soon. Bye.